All right, we're gonna work through the warm up, and then I'm gonna go back to the last two slides. They are on the video from yesterday, but I will go back to those to see if you guys have any questions on those. They were just more examples of special products and that kind of stuff, but I did work them out. All right, so in P4 we talked about like basically combining like terms if we're adding or subtracting, distributing properties, terms into polynomials, and then multiplying polynomials, special products that are opposites, squareds, and cubes, right? So let's start with the easy stuff, right, which is number one. It says we're basically subtracting here. Biggest mistake people make is not distributing that negative to everything after it. So that you want to be really careful about that negative. Got to go to all of this. Here, 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 and here. So this becomes 6a to the fourth minus 5a squared minus 4a plus 3 minus 4a to the fourth plus 7a squared minus 2a. Then we've got sorry, hang on, I just realized I need to make sure my attendance went through. Then we have to, okay, I did. Then we've got to distribute. We distributed the negative, then we've got to combine our like terms. So I'm going to identify all the a to the fourths, which is here and here, okay? I'm going to combine all my a to the seconds, which are here and here. Combine all the a to the first here and here, and then there's only one constant. So the 6a to the fourth minus the 4a to the fourth would be 2a to the fourth. The negative 5a squared minus or plus 7a squared would be a plus 2a squared. The negative 4a and the negative 2a would be a minus 6a. And then the constant, that's by itself, plus 3. Go ahead, Vanessa. I'm going to continue to go over the warm-up, that's all. Okay, questions on that one? All right, number 2, we're going to distribute that 2y squared to each of the terms inside the parentheses. So to the first one, I multiply the coefficients, 2 times 3, which is 6, y squared times y squared, which becomes y to the fourth. 2 times 4, well, that's a negative 4, so it should be negative 8, and then y squared times y to the first is y to the third. And the last one, 2 times 5 is 10. There's nothing to multiply the y squared by, so it stays that way. Questions on that one? All right, then the last one is one of our special products. This is a square, right? So I'm going to show you, you can do this both ways. I could just write this next to it like this, and then FOIL, first, outer, inner, last. First, 16. Outer, negative 12x. Inner, negative 12x. Last, positive 9x squared. Then combine my like terms, 16 minus 24x plus 9x squared. So that's one way to do it, right? The shortcut with the squareds is to square the first term. So I'm going to take 4, square it, I get 16. Square the last term, which is 3x. 3x squared would be 9x squared. And then double the product. The product is negative 12x. Multiply that times 2, and I get minus 24x plus 9x. So I get the same answer either way. Victoria, can you turn your camera on, please? Okay. You're marked absent because you're late, so just keep that in mind. Warn your parents, okay? After 5 minutes, you get marked absent. All right, we just went over the warm-up. Questions on any of those? All right, so I'm going to, okay, so let's say this is what I get, right? So one option is to literally do 2x minus 3 times 2x minus 3 times 2x minus 3. And this would be one of the special products because this is squared, so I can use the shortcut there. But then I have to take the result from that and distribute it to the 2x minus 3. That works, okay? The other option is the pattern for cubes goes the first term cubed, the last term cubed, okay? Then the second thing is 3 first to the second, second to the first. I know that seems weird, but that's the pattern. And then the third term is 3 times the first one to the first and the second to the second. I will work that out, okay? If you keep the sign with the term, then you don't even have to worry about the pattern of sign. If you ignore the pattern of sign, if it's a plus, they're all plus. But if it's a minus, then the pattern goes, so if it's something, then it's plus, minus, plus, minus. That's the order of the signs in your terms, okay? But if you just keep the term, like the negative with the term, you don't even have to memorize the order because it will work out. So if I'm going to do this one, then I would square the first one. So I'm going to cube the first one. So 2 to the third cubed is 8 x to the third. Cube the last one. So negative 3 to the third. Negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3 is negative 27. Then for the second product, I'm going to do 3 times the first term squared, 2x squared, times the second term, negative 3 to the first. So this becomes 4x squared times negative 3 becomes negative 12x to the third, and then I multiply it times 3, and I get negative 36x to the third. Then the third term, I should have given myself a little bit more room, okay? The third term is the first term, which would be 2x, 3 times this. 3 times the first term to the first and the second term to the second. So this is 2x squared, or 2x, sorry, times 9, because negative 3 squared is 9. That becomes 18x, multiply it by 3, and I get 54x. Positive 54x. So remember I said if it's a minus, the pattern goes plus, minus, plus, minus. It's doing that if I keep that negative with it. I don't have to memorize that pattern, okay? But again, sometimes that shortcut is just as confusing as if you just FOIL it out. If you wanted to just FOIL it out, that's totally fine. All right, any other questions? Okay, so what I want to remind you is that